welcome back to Miss Casey's Hygiene channel. Today we have some disaster tips as well, so keep watching because I'm going to get right into that. Okay, I'm going to give you 4 disaster tips to get you through the hurricane season. So, tip number 1. Okay, so you need to invest in a grill. The reason why I'm saying a grill is because when your power goes out, you're going to need some kind of way to cook all your frozen food or even food that you had stored in the fridge. So I do recommend, and this is just a small disclosure, I repeat, do not cook outside during the storm, and please do not cook or bring your grill inside the home, okay, whether you're going through the storm. So I did want to also mention, if you have to evacuate and you do have to travel, instead of you trying to get up with a family member or friend and hoping that they have enough food to accommodate you and your family or you and yourself, bring whatever food that you have in your fridge and take ice. You can go to the local convenience store, or you can even go to the gas station and stock up on ice. Put the ice and stock it in your fridge a couple weeks before the actual storm, and that way if the power goes out and you made prior plans to go to a family member's house or a friend's house for evacuation or to anywhere else, at least you have some food that's already frozen, so by the time you get to your destination it'll be ready, and then they can actually cook, or you guys can cook if they have power, and you can use whatever you have. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to show you an example of what I mean as far as a cooler or what you can use to pack away. So I have with me right here is a nice storage insulated bag that you can put and store all your frozen food and items. Now you're going to use this particularly when your power goes out, or you're going to use this really to store all your food if you have to evacuate or you have to go. But if you cannot evacuate, you cannot go or be quarantined with a family member or friend, let me just say this still is going to work for you. Why? Because when your power goes out, you take all your ice that I refer you to buy, and you're going to put it in here with your frozen food, put it back in the freezer, and when you're ready to cook or ready to prepare your food, at least it'll be ready and thawed out. It won't be disgusting and nasty if your power goes out within a day or longer than a day, and at least you'll have food that's actually edible and ready to cook, versus in food that went spoiled because after 24 hours everything got thawed out and you had to throw it away. So keep this in mind when you're considering getting some things, and you don't have to necessarily use a bag like this. This is just what I use. You can do a hard cooler box, or you can even get styrofoam cooler, but whatever it is that keeps the food cold and isolated that you can put in the freezer or that would fit in your actual freezer box or actually your fridge. So whichever it is, make sure that you consider something like this as well along with the grill, okay? Tip number 2. A portable charger is a must-have to have on hand for all your electronics such as cell phones, tablets, laptops, and cameras. They're a great way to have all your devices backed up by some kind of power source, so that way if your device goes down or gets low on battery, at least you have a way to back it up with a charger. And that way you don't have to feel like you don't have any power source to charge your devices. So definitely consider something like that. That's a great investment. Even if you're not going through a storm, it's always great to use that, especially for traveling, especially for kids that are going back to school, and definitely it's great for workers, people doing virtual conference. So that way you don't have to wait on power to return or get a long extension cord to get your power going for you on your devices. At least you can get it going with a portable charger. Tip number 3. You should consider investing in a generator, whether that's gas or electric, and I'll explain why. I'm going to tell you a little story. It's based on a true story that actually happened, and I'm just going to go in there and that's going to explain to you why I think it's a great investment. So the story is about a father and 2 sons. They all own restaurants, and initially what happened was they had a power outage in the area. They were expecting a lot of people to come down for the summer, so that way they can make all their money during the summer months. But unfortunately, because of the power outage, they weren't able to actually have, or better yet, make the money that they were going to make during the storm. But what happened was, the father owned a fancy 5-star restaurant, and so did his oldest son own a 5-star fancy restaurant. And the youngest brother, he had owned a grill slash pizza bar, and that's what all three of them had restaurants, but they were all in the same dilemma of power being out in their area. So when it came down to the actual power outage, the father, of course, had to close down his restaurant because he didn't have not even a generator to power up his restaurant, nor did he have anything else to get his restaurant to get any power. So he had to completely shut it down. Whereas the older brother, all he had a gas generator that actually only powered up his refrigerator and his actual grill. Other than that, he was still in the dark, had no lights in his restaurant, but he was able to still cook for some of his guests, and of course all the people that actually attended his restaurant that day. Now, unlike his older brother, the youngest brother was, out of all of them, made the most money. And if you're a small business owner, that may be something that you might want to consider. Because if you have to close down your restaurant by any means necessary, and it's not something that you authorize to close, you do lose money. Invested in electric actual generator, and it powered up his whole entire restaurant. He made about $5,000 within one night just doing so. So maybe that might be something that you may consider, whether that's gas or whether that's electric. But he was able to run his whole restaurant without any electrical power, and he was able to get his lights, his stove, his ovens, everything working, and all the business kind of went to him because he had the most power. So that may be something else to consider, and that may be something to think about when it comes to investing in a generator. Last tip number 4. So you should definitely consider a mobile hotspot device. The reason why I'm saying this is because 9 in 10, if your power goes out, your internet service is going to go all out along with it. So instead of trying to hope and pray that your generator is going to back up that, it's not. Your generator is only going to back up the things that's going on in your household, but it's not going to back up what goes out the household, which is your power lines, of course, and your internet service that's on that same power line. So in the meantime, while you're probably waiting out the storm and going through the process of hoping that once the storm is over, your power company would come out, and of course your internet service is going to come out. By the time your power company comes out, it is going to take about at least 24 hours for your internet service provider to actually come out as well. So that may be something that may take a little bit longer than expected, and you may have some things that you have to get done. That's why I'm recommending the actual mobile hotspot device. These should be able to get your internet service on without going through your internet provider and without going through your cell phone company, so that way you're not wasting any valuable minutes using their mobile hotspot, and of course ranking up higher your cell phone bill. So with that being said, I would definitely consider investing in that. Okay, you guys, so that's what I packed in my bag before the hurricane season, and those were my disasters. I want to mention a list of things that you're going to want to carry with you about some of the portable chargers that I did mention, and also mobile hotspots, which ones to purchase, or even which portable chargers to purchase. Comment down below, and I'll definitely go through a video on how that works and basically which ones to buy and which ones you shouldn't consider. If you guys are interested in something like that, definitely comment down below if you would like to see that, and I'll catch you in my next one. Please watch a next one to this, because I will probably go over that story that I did mention. So see you guys later. Alright, like and subscribe and comment. Bye, you guys.